It was a project. We partnered with the good folks at Sharper Image, and I don't know about you, but ever since I was a little girl, I loved that store. Everything was different and unique and smart and innovative. Well, this is from Sharper Image. It's the cool store, and we've got one of the latest innovations in sleep technology. They're called weighted blankets. If you've not read about them, please do. I kind of got familiar with weighted vests for my dogs because they would freak out every time there was a thunderstorm here, or every time it was 4th of July with the fireworks. And we thought about it for our pups because it felt like a hug to them. Well, now they're making blankets. We've got them back in stock. It's sold out in December. It was one of the hottest, fastest selling in December and as a giftable, and now they're finally back. All the weights are here, Vonabelle. This has been a sensation. And you could feel the second you, I have it only over my legs. You just feel centered, and you do feel that calming comfort. These are pretty cool.
Yeah, they really are. And maybe you've Googled them. If not, you should. Google the weighted blankets and see what they're doing for everybody. They really do help center you. They help give you a tangible way to calm yourself, find that point of stillness so that you can fall asleep and stay asleep longer. That's what people are finding. And you know, in this world, there's so many things that give us anxiety. There's so many things that, you know, you go to bed and you're so bone tired, but then you can't fall asleep because your little mind is going. When you put on a weighted blanket, it helps remind you to calm down, to relax, and to fall asleep faster. Now, sometimes that falling asleep is in the bed. Sometimes it's in a recliner. Many people sleep in a recliner because of different illnesses or
if you have
respiratory problems. You don't feel good, you can't breathe right. So this could be that blanket for there. But sometimes sometimes during the day you feel a little anxious. You could sit down while you work and put your blanket over your shoulders and feel the comfort and security that you get.
It's the strangest thing. It really does, like you know, because you may think, well, what's that? But there's a reason why it's been the biggest internet sensation, why everybody's talking about them. This has changed people's lives. I know it sounds dramatic, but it really allows you to fall asleep faster and stay there longer.
And you gave a great analogy. We've heard of thunder jackets for the dogs. That's what you mentioned, putting on those little jackets. Thunder jackets for pets help them feel more secure when it is thunder and lightning or fireworks. This is like a thunder jacket for humans. It helps us feel centered. It helps us feel calm. You know, when we have babies that are crying or feeling unsettled, what do? We swaddle them.
That's right.
This is swaddling for adults.
I love it.
This is something that really was for a niche group of people who had, you know, just difficulties, anxieties, sensory issues, and has crossed over to mainstream because it really does help you sleep better, feel calmer. And what happens is the weight is what does it. It makes you feel secure. Now, these do not go by twin, king, queen. You go by weight. So we have 10, 15, 20, and 25. What you want to do is find between 8 and 12% of your body weight. And it's not an exact science. You might want a little lighter, you might want a little heavier. I'm 5'7", I weigh 130. I like the 15-pound blanket. It feels good, I feel secure, and at the time I've had it, when I put it on, I can feel it's like that reminder, okay, take a breath, rest, sleep. So, and the more you use it, the more your body responds to, yes, my blanket's on, it's time to calm my mind.
It's interesting.
It's time to relax. Because we do get habits, like, I don't know if when you're going to sleep, maybe you have warm milk, maybe you put on, you know, melodic music to help you, maybe you read a book, maybe you read your Bible, spray a little lavender, there's things you do. Now, adding a weighted blanket will be something that you add to your sleep to help you sleep better, sleep longer, and feel better. Because, you know, when we don't have a good night's sleep, you're miserable the whole day.
Oh no, and it affects everything you do, Vonabelle. I mean, everything from your productivity at work to your relationships, you know, things that might be small, might be this big giant thing for you where all of a sudden you're crying and you're like, why am I crying? This is not a big deal. So you'll see how it basically works and what it is. But Vonabelle, this is not just a fad and a trend. I mean, there's actual science behind this innovation. Now remember, we finally have them back in stock and we have all the sizes or the weights, if you will. You can choose the 10-pound, the 15, the 20-pound or the 25-pound. They are all on flex pay. So, I mean, it makes it really affordable for you to just try it. You got 30 days to try, unconditional money-back guarantee. They are amazing. I know I was telling Vonable that sometimes if I feel like my heart is fluttering, I'll just put my hand on my chest, or I'll put my hands on my tummy.
Right.
And it seems to calm me down. I guess it's kind of the same concept.
It is, because
you know?
what you're doing is you're giving yourself a tangible reminder, that sense of touch to calm down, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's your belly or your chest. So the weighted blanket is exactly the same thing.
Smart.
It's a tangible reminder. Okay, it's all right, take a breath. And you're wearing something that's hugging you, that's making you feel secure. It's kind of like grounding you so that you can rest and feel good. And there is technology behind here, and I do encourage you to Google it, because there are a lot of different claims for people that really benefit from it. Now, Robin here is in bed with her blanket, and it's really snuggling on her.
I think for a moment, Robin actually fell asleep. I was like, Robin, are you there?
She did confess one time that she thought she fell asleep for like 2 minutes. So here's what's great and different from other people's weighted blankets. There are some weighted blankets that the beads are not in 6x6 squares, so the beads are like, they fall all over, and they're not evenly on your body. This is Sharper Image. Best technology always, right? So we have 6x6 squares on here that you can see. And in each section, it's beads, it's HDPE beads, that's a micro bead that adds the weight. And here's what they look like. So you have to touch these because they're really cool. So they are cool to touch. Oh, yeah. So it actually adds coolness to your blanket.
Oh, that's true. It feels so good.
It feels good, right? So these are the beads that are inside that add the weight. 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 and 25. You're gonna pick between 8 and 12% of your body weight. That's what you're going to do to get the right blanket for you. Now, for Robin, she's tinier. She could wear the 10 or the 15. What's nice to know is the weight that's on her shoulder is the same that's on her hips, is the same that's on her legs, because of the 6x6 channels that hold it for you. So that's so important. And here's the other thing you need to know. When you have your blanket, you do not want your blanket down here over the side. It always should be on top of the bed with you. All the weight should be on you. Now, if you're snuggling in a chair with somebody, okay, you might want to share one, but here's the news. When you're going to sleep, it's one per person, because you weigh different than whoever, you know, your husband, your wife. So you may have the 15 one, but they need the 25. So, and also you want the blanket on you, solidly on you, because that's what gives you the comfort, that's what gives you the security, that's what gives you the sense of peace. So it's one per person. That's right. Based on your weight, and about 8 to 12%.
And right now the 15-pound is in the lead. Remember, the flex pay makes it really affordable to try the latest in sleep innovation. So if you find yourself tossing and turning, if you find that no matter what you do, you just can't settle yourself, you just can't sleep. Life is scary. There's a lot of scary things going on, and we all have some sort of anxiety, whether it's, you know, very light and, you know, or deep and very heavy and very scary. You know, this might be something that allows you to fall asleep faster and then stay there longer. So even if you're getting a little amount of sleep, you're getting more quality sleep. It really feels like somebody's holding you or hugging you. You don't feel hot because they made sure that the science and technology and innovation was there, so it wouldn't be this thing that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm sweating, Vonabelle. It is such smart technology, and I got to tell you, we sold out in December. We have been wanting this back because you've been asking for it. It took us this long to get it back. It is finally back. If you want it, it's item 078313. We're going to give you 4 months to pay it off, which is really nice because some of these blankets are very expensive, Vonabelle.
Oh,
so
much
I like
more
that
expensive than these are, actually. Yeah, and that's a help. So let me tell you about the fabrication, because you said it's not high. It's shoe velveteen, which is a low pile all season fabric. What I liked is when I got it, I thought, oh, I might be hot, and I wasn't, which was surprising. I think it's a combination of the all season fabric and then the beads inside, which are actually a little bit cooling. 6x6 is the channels that hold those beads that give the weight. So it's super soft next to you. You see the shoe velveteen? As it changes colors as I rub it, it really is super soft next to your skin. And then the weight just snuggles you, swaddles you, makes you feel secure. Now you mentioned having somebody there. If you are single and you want that comfort of feeling like somebody's, you know, with you or hugging you, this is how you do it. Maybe your husband is away, but you like that comfort of feeling somebody's next to you. Put on your weighted blanket.
That's so interesting.
Because you feel secure.
I was taking a nap with my son the other day, and I said, just lean up against me. Like I don't want him to hug me or hold me. I just wanted to feel him there.
Yes.
And I was telling him, you know, Liam, like wolf packs and wolves, they just back into each other.
That's right.
You know, it's something
just for
about
that contact.
The contact, the comfort, and I know it sounds silly, but I was trying to get a 9-year-old to be interested in what I had to say. But you know, it's weird and uncanny how it settles you, how it just allows you to kind of drift away into sleep. And this is not just people's perception. There is science, Vonabelle.
That's right.
Science involved in these
Do go ahead and
blankets.
Google it, because there is science behind it. And here's another great analogy. Do you have somebody in your life who gives like a fabulous hug? You know you've been hugged, you feel it.
And you know that person.
And you sort of glow because like, oh my gosh, that hug was sincere.
Yes.
When you get that kind of hug, your serotonin and your melatonin go up.
Yeah.
So when you're using a blanket
Those
that's giving you
feel-good
that kind of
hormones.
hug,
Yeah.
studies say the same thing happens.
Right.
And then you fall into a deeper sleep and you sleep longer. If you've been struggling, you know what? This is worth a try.
Yeah, it is. And you know, you have 30 days. You don't have to, you get it home, you know, you try it out and you see if this doesn't work for you, you send it back. But it is the latest and greatest in sleep innovation. And there's so many Americans in this country every day that are not sleeping, that are suffering from insomnia. You owe it to yourself, because you know that when you sleep well, everything else in your life is just a little better, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
when
it
you
just
wake
impacts
up after a
everything.
good rest, you feel good. You're more patient with everybody. You're more kind. You're more loving. You know, all those things that you need. And here's one last look at what's in your blanket. These are beads. They're BPA free. They're cool to the touch. They're inside, giving that weight. They add a little coolness to the blanket. And this is sort of the technology that's inside along with the shoe velveteen. It's a great combination. And for some people, here's what people have said that I've read, and I've read about 1,000 reviews. This was a miracle for me. But what you need to know is it for you? Because it might not be for everybody, but you need to get it home and find out. I was surprised. I loved it. And I don't really have anxiety. I have friends who have it, but I don't. But I put it on and it became my habit.
And you weren't hot,
I missed it.
which is what I was afraid of, that I'd be hot. So I think you're really gonna love it. And if you do have trouble sleeping, if you do have that little bit of anxiety, you don't have to be sleeping. You can throw it over you on a chair, or maybe if you're disabled or you're in a wheelchair, over your legs. It really does make a difference, because it's that point of contact. It's like somebody saying it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. So your item number here is 078313. This is expensive technology. We give you 4 months.